Hi everyone, so welcome to this week's video, and it's all about what work you do as an academic during the university vacation periods. Hi everyone, my name is Caroline. If you're new around here, I'm a UK-based physics lecturer. My undergraduate student classes have now all stopped because we're now in the winter vacation mode for the undergraduate students. However, my PhD students are still working, and as members of staff, actually we still work up until Christmas Eve, or we can choose to if we choose not to take annual leave days. So I thought in this video I'd chat just a little bit about what I elect to do when the university is an undergraduate vacation mode. I think in a previous video I've mentioned how the university has this thing called university closure days. They're really good. So between Christmas and New Year, there's that kind of middle week. I think there's 2 bank holidays this year if you're in the UK, and actually my university then shuts for the other 3 days. So as an academic member of staff, I can't get into my offices, I can't be doing lab-based work. You can in exceptional circumstances, but in the May you don't go into the university. So actually for that period of time, I get a little bit of bonus holiday. And then around that time, I think the undergraduate students get 3 weeks off. I will tend to take a chunk of annual leave, so a period of annual leave either before or after the Christmas break, if you like, and then I'll be back into my office working early January. I think it is really important as an academic to take a break. I really say this to my students, my PhD students, my master's students. Taking a break and stepping away from your research, however difficult it can be to prise yourself away from your favourite research topic or the latest thing that you're analysing, actually sometimes having a little bit of distance between you and your subject can then let you come back to it feeling refreshed, ready to get going again, and in some cases ready to tackle the problem or the thing you were researching with a fresh perspective. So I think personally taking holidays and taking some time away from university life is actually really, really important. That said, of course, I don't always take a complete break away from my scholarly activities. So yes, I've got a period of time between Christmas and New Year where the university has these closure days and I will be away from my office. And yes, I have elected to take a few days annual leave as well to give myself an extended period of time where I don't have to work. And I really won't be working in that time on student related matters or I guess on heavy duty module prep or anything like that. However, there are a few things that I would probably personally choose to do that I might elect to keep ticking over, depending on what I'm using my annual leave or my days away from the university from. So one of the things that I might do is I might look ahead to the next semester, and I might just have a quick look at my timetable, see which days I've been allocated my classes on, just so I can start to plan for the next semester when I'm going to be teaching, when I'm going to be doing my activities around teaching, and when I'll have time to go to conferences and to do research activities. So I may have a cheeky forward planning session, won't take very long, typically no more than an hour, but just having a rough feel of how I want to plan out the semester ahead, and a quick look at the timetabling and what I've been allocated. I might also use a period of any vacation to have a look at things that personally interest me. I think being a university researcher, it can be hard to try to step away from your university research. Typically we're doing these subjects because we love them, because we find them fascinating and interesting. And I elected to study physics and work on physics-based problems because I'm naturally curious about physics and I find it a really interesting topic to study. So I know I might, during those kind of vacation days, elect to personally read something or look at something that is of interest to me. So one example might be that if there's a new theory that's coming out, or if there's a particular piece of software that I'm trying to get my head around to understand, or actually in my case there's some data that I'm going to be using next semester for a couple of projects and I want to have a quick first look at it just to get a feel for what that data is like, I might elect to spend a small amount of time out of, I guess, personal curiosity looking at that information or that data or that kind of particular physics idea or theory, or read that particular book or watch that particular program. And it's that decoupling, I'm not doing that because it's my job. Yes, it is my job, and yes, it is work, if you like, to be looking at a physics-based topic, but I'm really doing it because I'm actually interested in the topic, and it's something that I would choose to do in my own personal leisure time. So that boundary between leisure time and active university scholarly pursuit or research work is quite a grey area, and it can be quite difficult sometimes if you have to really categorise, are you doing something out of personal interest or doing something because it benefits your job? And I think actually if you work in a university and if you are an academic, sometimes it generally is a bit of both. I know other academics might choose to spend some of their kind of time away from the university, maybe finishing writing up a research paper. I tend to view that more as work, if you like, and so I'll save that for when I'm back in the office and back kind of in my kind of hardcore office hours and doing technical aspects related to my job. Module prep is another topic that I will save, and I won't be doing that in my kind of leave period away from the university. I'll save that module design and module prep again for when I'm back into the office. And importantly, I will also make sure that I am putting an out of office email message up. So I am the physics admissions tutor for my department. I get emails to that inbox. I also get emails to my own personal kind of inbox about activities going on at the university. And in order so I don't feel like I have to reply, I'll make sure that I'm putting up an out of office message when I'm not going to be responding to those messages. It is very personal. I know some people are very tough about it, and when they're on annual leave, they won't do anything work related whatsoever. I know other people, other academics who really don't take annual leave. And although they have to kind of take it formally, I think they probably end up working through their annual leave because they are genuinely interested in what they're doing. I think the worst case scenario is when you take annual leave, but then you feel pressurised to keep doing some kind of work. That's not a good situation. That's one where you have to, I think, really step back and go, okay, why do I feel that pressure to keep doing work in my own personal leave time? Because that isn't something that I don't think you should be feeling. It is so important, I think, to be able to switch off and step away from the job. And I think it also depends on what you are doing. So if I am meeting friends and family, if I am going to do a particular, I like horse riding, so if I'm going to do a particular riding kind of sessions or series of activities, I won't be doing work. I won't be doing anything, even if it's one of those topics that's vaguely related to my job because I'm personally interested in it. I still might not be doing that because I'll be occupied, doing other activities with friends and family and catching up and just taking part in the kind of like the festive season and other activities that are going on around. Are we recording? Yes, I am recording. Otherwise that could have been a lovely chat to myself with nobody listening. So I'm really glad that it was recording and that hopefully you were there on the other side of this, listening into these kind of thoughts. But do let me know. I'm always interested. As an academic, do you find that you're very protective of your annual leave? Are you very strict about it, and when you're on annual leave, you are on annual leave and you don't do anything university related at all? Do you find it really hard to take annual leave days and to kind of separate your identity at university from your identity outside of the workplace? Let me know, is it encouraged in your university? I'm very fortunate my department does not have a 24-hour 7-day-a-week working culture. The academics, at least where I am in my department, we all seem to be quite well balanced as a group, and we all get out there and do other activities alongside working. But yeah, work does take up a lot of time, I think, if you are into university life. So let me know, how do you manage the holiday period? And what are your personal tactics for that separation of work life and home life during the holiday period? But anyway, I'm going to go and do a few festive bits and pieces, get myself sorted a little bit, ready for the holiday season. So I hope wherever you are well, you are safe. Keep looking after yourselves. I do a video every Monday, or pretty much every Monday, so no doubt there'll be another video next week. So if you're new around here, please do think about subscribing. Obviously it's all free because we're on YouTube, and it's lovely to have a little space where we can talk all things academic and university life. So I hope to see you next week. Take care and have a great holiday season. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye.